Hello guys, welcome back to another collectible review. Today we have our custom slash third party figure here. This is the X2Y Poison Ivy 1/6 scale figure. Yes, X2Y, I just wrote there on the bottom right. I have no idea what this company is. It's obviously a third party. I'm not familiar with them at all. But this is the only Poison Ivy that I know of that is in 1/6 scale and actually available to pick up. I know DC Direct done a really old one based on one of the comics. I think it was just more of a concept design than anything accurate. But the reason I wanted to get this one in particular is for the fact here you just saw in the box there. It says movable eyes, and I was really interested in this because for the most part, I don't remember third parties even doing, rotated eyes. It's usually a Hot Toys or now InArt or, an actual official company doing movable eyes. So this was interesting and why I wanted to hop on it. And also me being a Batman collector, I needed an Ivy as I have a vision to kind of do a bit of a ballsy custom to this figure. And as you can see on the front, once it spins around, it has a Fison body, so it's already leagues ahead of a Hot Toys seamless body. And unfortunately, I'm not going to need it for this custom because I'm going to be doing a Jim Lee Hush custom for this Ivy. So I'll pull up pictures now quickly of what I want to do. And later down the review, I'll bring out my basically Jim Lee Hush versions of, my 1/6 scale version of Jim Lee Hush Batman, and basically the rest of the line I have. And yeah, that's the main reason I wanted to grab this one. Pretty much just for the head sculpt and the accessories. The body I might sell and part ways with. And because it's Fison or TB League, however they want to go now, that's where the main price point for this figure is. It's because it's the advanced body. So I don't really need it, so I'll probably sell it off in the future. But yeah, without any more rambling, the box, before I unbox this, I would say the box is almost like a DX Hot Toy feel. It's really thick cardboard. It's heavy, so I don't know what's inside this. There is a diorama piece, if I remember, from the listing. I don't know if that's where the weight's coming from or it's the actual box weight. But yeah, I'm gonna get to unboxing this soon, pretty much now. So if you guys do enjoy this, make sure to like and sub. I'll let it spin around one more time and we'll get to unboxing. So as always, we'll start with the head sculpt, and this is it here. And it's decent. Like, does it look like a comic accurate Ivy? And I do want to say that this is just straight popped out of the head, out of the face and body. So I haven't played around with anything yet. This is just straight out the box. So it does need work on face value, as it's just all over the place. Does it look like Ivy though? I think it looks like a person with red hair. Again, with the custom work I want to do with this, I basically, again, I'll show reference pictures up, but I'm going to have to rework basically everything, including the pigment of the skin, I think the eyebrows and the lip color, and the hair. I got to fix the hair a bit as well. But straight out the box, I think it looks passable as a comic version of Ivy, if that's, of course, what this company was going for. Again, I'm doing a custom on it, so for me, this is fine just to have a plain head sculpt. But it does need a bit of hair work, I think. I might just scruff the hair up a bit, because again, if you look at the reference pictures that I want to base my custom off, Hush Ivy has really messy hair. She has pretty much really curly hair, not this straight stuff. So I'm going to have to fix that. But what I found interesting and what was the main draw for me to get this version is you pop this off and it's magnetized there. And that's to actually move the eyes. Now, I got no nails, so I'm not going to... I might try. Let me see. So that one just moves. I might struggle to put that one back now, but I'll move this one again. I'll move the other one. So it does move. It's a little bit... It reminds me a lot of DX8 Joker, which it's a bit of a scary mechanism. It's nice that they're independent, so it probably won't break, but I'm just a little bit scared to play around with that yet. But again, I'll probably go closer up now, because the hair was kind of getting in the way of stuff. But I think for people that just want a standard Ivy, I think this is fine. But again, for me personally, I want that Hush look, Jim Lee's artwork. So again, this has to be heavily painted green. I think on the side of her face has like specks of like plants infused onto her. And basically the whole body, which I'll get into that later on. But again, as a standard head sculpt here, it looks fine. And I think the hair needs a bit of work, but again, it's third party. And to be fair, Hot Toys don't do a great job with hair, rooted hair. It's the same shit like this. It's just a big blob of glue with, pretty subpar doll hair. Like, this is Hot Toys par, like I said, so again, and that just clicks on like that. But again, I think it passes off. Like, if you play around with the hair, I think it would look pretty good. Like, I think like that, it looks pretty good. But again, I want that Hush look, so it's going to be a bit more messier than this. But yeah, on face value, I think it looks good. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm going to go to the body and talk about that face and body, and whether or not I'm going to stick with my plan or keep the body, because it is an interesting body. So we'll get into that now. Actually, on second thought, before I start getting into the body, I'll get the accessories out of the way, which there is a shitload of accessories here. Some really, really good ones, and some of them, if I was to keep the face and body, and for people that are going to pick up this third-party figure, I would be a bit wary with some of these accessories here that come with this figure. So I'll start off with here. If I remember on the promo pics of this just sits on her, goes on her waist or something like that. Again, it's softish plastic. It's pretty nice. Again, it's Ivy, so she's going to have a lot of plant-based accessories. So you got this. Again, it's very nice. actually got a hole there, so it looks like it might. Yeah, so it looks like it clips. It might be like a belt. I actually think that's what it is. I think it's a belt that wraps around. And this is not going to kill the Thyssen rubber, so this will be fine. Uh, but speaking of something that will kill the rubber is stuff like this, which is either shin guards or gauntlets that go on the body. And these are much stronger plastics compared to what I just showed before, where this, if you're not careful, I feel that it will, one, either stain the rubber, or two, completely tear it. So I'll be pretty scary to put these on. But for the case of my custom figure, I'm doing plastic joints, and I'm painting that whole figure green. So these will slip on fine with the plastic. Again, other parts here. Again, not too sure. Either, once again, shin guards or gauntlets, or maybe elbow pads. Maybe these slide up a bit further up. Not too sure. Again, very strong plastic. So, again, this is my first Thyssen body I've ever gotten, so I don't know how durable the silicone part is. But if it's anything like a Hot Toy rubber, I would be careful slipping these on and off constantly. And also posing in these, because these are pretty sharp. So if these do go on the elbows or on the gauntlet part, the wrists, and you bend the figure, this is going to puncture into that silicone. So again, I'll be careful using these. Again, I'm going to repeat myself because this is yet another add-on to the body. These might be knee pads or maybe elbow pads. Again, forgive me, I'm not too sure for these. They do look really, really nice. Like I like the kind of vine patterns here and the different coloring of the vines. They're nice, but yeah, if you're going to throw these on your Thyssen body, I would be careful with them again, because these are pretty sharp. This isn't soft. So we got open palm hands that are on the figure, and then you got these ones which are gripping hands. I guess to grip the vine accessories. I have no idea. The nail polish is done pretty good. Yeah, right there. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, not too bad. But again, for me, who's doing a Hush custom, she didn't have red nail polish. She had like gloss green. So either I repaint these ones, or I've got heaps of other hands accessories, so I might just repaint fresh ones on the other hands. But yeah, these are pretty good. You get another pretty sturdy vine accessory. I don't really know where this goes. This might feed through her hand. I have no idea because it doesn't stand and balance well. So again, forgive me, I'm not too sure what this one is. It doesn't look like it connects to the big guy there. Yeah, I don't see a peg point at all. So again, I'm not too sure what this is. But again, it's good that we're getting these vine accessories. I like that they're doing this. We also get this one here. We get like two very similar designed ones, which looks really, really nice. Like, I love the spikes. Some of them are pretty sharp, so I'll be careful. But what I found interesting is, I have to see which one it is. Yeah, here. There's a hole here in this one. So this pegs onto something, but I tried looking at that big guy and there's nothing that pegs onto that. So I'm not too sure what this one connects to, unless I'm missing a part. But going from the unboxing, everything was in its own little foam compartment, so I wasn't missing anything, so I don't know what this is supposed to go on. And then we get this one, which is a spiral that looks a bit similar to the one we just saw, but it's got lighter green spikes instead of the red. And then you get some red here. And then you get... Is this a key part? Wait a minute. If I grab that again, where's that whole section? It's this side. Oh. Oh, okay. So that connects. Okay. So that connects, and that might be like a diorama display. Maybe you have Ivy standing here, and the spiral vine is like attaching to her. Okay, that's interesting. Does it stand? Okay, it stands. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, that's actually not bad, okay? But now we've got this one, which is obviously, I think is the centerpiece, in my opinion, is basically one of the vines coming to life. And this is really, really nice. This is pretty sturdy. Like, this isn't soft. This is pretty sturdy plastic. The only thing, though, is I don't know which side is the right way up. Because if you look at it like this... Okay, you got what I assume is eye here and maybe here. But then if you flip it this way, you got all these eyes. So I don't know which way is the right way up. And it doesn't really sit on the floor well. Like, it sits like that, but it's like, okay, is it supposed to be on the ground like that? Or like that? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really... I don't know what it's supposed to sit like. And maybe if they had a couple of add-ons like this, like, I could have sacrificed this to make this stand better. And maybe add some parts on this to make it look more, you know, good as a centerpiece. Because again, I don't know how it's going to sit and display. But looking close up to the teeth is actually really good. Like, this looks better than the Hot Toy Pennywise in my opinion. The teeth with the Hot Toys Pennywise looked a bit lackluster. So the tongue's on the bottom there. So you got the tongue there. And the glossy effect is really nice too. So I assume this is the top because the tongue's on the bottom of the mouth. I assume. But yeah, it looks like it's sprouting out of these leaves and vines here. The paint job's actually pretty good. Like, the dry brushing's pretty good. It's all top notch. Again, very sturdy piece. So I would be careful if you drop this because this might shatter because it's just a big heavy chunk. But yeah, it's nice. Overall, it's pretty good. So that's pretty much it with the accessory wise. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clear this out, grab the body out, and talk about the accuracy or just talk about the Fison body in general. So we'll go do that. So we've got the body here, or as much as I could actually show with the body. I'm not risking getting in trouble, so I'm not showing anything more further than this. But me personally, I've never understood the fascination of these rubber bodies. Like, these are, I don't know, they feel, in my opinion, they feel disgusting. I don't like the feel of these. And it's also not Fison. I don't like the Hot Toys seamless bodies too. They got a really disgusting feel that I personally don't like. So, even if I wasn't going to do my custom on this, I probably still would have sold and part ways with this body and just got it sculpted. Again, obviously, you can't paint this green because much like the Hot Toy figures that have coloring on top of the rubber, it splits, it cracks, and it peels off eventually. So I can't make this green. I have to get a plastic body and sand that down and then paint it up, which you know, be on the lookout for a custom because I'm obviously going to do that and I'll showcase that step by step. But this is just going to be the figure straight out the box, and that's basically what it is here. I pulled the hair a little bit back. It looks a bit better now. But it's not Hush accurate, and that's what I want. So I'm not going to judge it based on what I want because, again, people probably just want it like this, which is just standard Ivy, I guess. I don't know if it's modern day Ivy, because modern day's interpretation is much like Jim Lee's, where she's like bleach or discolored green. This is more maybe late 80s to 90s version of Ivy. But yeah, so for people that wanted to know, this is plastic. It's soft plastic wrapped around. And also, when taking it out of the box, the waist had some really shitty Glad wrap attached to it, or cellophane for you guys in the States. So be careful on pulling that, because you've got ropes on this side attached to the plastic sculpt. So be careful trying to take that Glad wrap or cellophane, however you want to call it. Yeah, it was weird why they did that, because it's not like this is the only part where the paint is going to rub. It's going to rub all over the place. So that's another negative I have with rubber bodies, is this going to be stained green over time if you guys were going to keep it? So yeah, I don't really know. But again, I'll throw my reference pictures up to what I want to do with this eventually, and it'll be pretty soon. It might be in the next couple of days. I want to automatically, after this video, pop the Head-Sculpt on and pop it off and put it on my custom body to see if it fits well. If not, I have to probably fix it and make my way and work it around to try and, make it fit. But yeah, overall, if you guys like the Phison type bodies, you can't go wrong with this. This has been argued to be the best silicone/rubber style body out there for 1/6. So again, for you 1/6 scale collectors that are familiar with Phison, you will know what's going on here. Articulation wise, it's pretty standard, double joints and all that. Again, I'm not going to articulate it because that will require me to zoom out, and I don't want to risk it. I'm just going to keep it like this, and that's it. But what I will do is, I might as well show my so far Hush collection in 1/6 scale, and just compare it up with her, next to her. So I've got the Catwoman, Medicom Hush, the SSR, Batman Hush, and I think Icon Collectibles 1/6 scale Harley Quinn, which is based on the animated series, but it's pretty similar in Jim Lee's artwork. So I'll quickly cut and do a comparisons, and then after that I'll finish up. So this is pretty much the comparisons here of the Jim Lee Hush collection I have, and I really like this. Again, to make this more 100% complete, I need to fix that and customize that, which will be again in a couple more days. But this looks really good. Even if you were going to get this and not customize it, I mean, this lineup here looks pretty great. So just a quick rundown of what I have here. This is the SSR custom Batman Hush, much like the Joker I did from Dark Knight Returns, same company. So it's a group of guys just doing custom work and commissioning it out, and I was lucky to pick it up. Obviously we got here the X2Y Ivy, or plant controller I think it's called. Again, custom, so not official. We do have an official Hush Catwoman here, but it is body swapped, so it's actually the same body I'm going to use for this. So this is a jointed body, and it's much more sturdier than what the actual original body was, and it's going to be the exact same body that I'm going to put on this one and paint green and do the sculpting with the vines wrapped around her whole body, pretty much like the comic. And behind everyone, just up there, is the 1/6 scale Harley by Icon or Iconic Studio. It's a statue, so I'll just move Batman out the way. So yeah, I thought I'd just go a bit closer up. So we got Harley here. This is based on the animated series, but to be fair, Jim Lee's artwork was pretty similar to this. and she's standing on a pedestal, kind of circus type pedestal here. And again, they all complement each other very, very good. The main difference from Jim Lee's version to the animated Bruce Timm version is the mask on Jim Lee's should be a bit bigger, but again, this still passes off as Jim Lee in my opinion. And that's the only 1/6 scale version that's closest to Jim Lee's work. So I'm not fussed overall about that little inaccuracy. But yeah, just bringing Batman back up here. I mean, just look at that. This lineup looks really, really nice. Like, I cannot complain about this. The only thing, it's wanted me to stop recording and get this one over and done with customization wise. But, you know, if you weren't going to customize this and just leave it as is, I wouldn't complain because this is a pretty good lineup here. But yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to end the comparisons, throw Ivy on the turntable and give my final thoughts. So that's pretty much it on the 1/6 scale Poison Ivy custom here, third party, however you want to call it. Overall, I think if you want to just buy this as is, I think it's fine. I think it's more just personal issues of mine that is, you know, wanting me basically to customize this as much as possible. Obviously the Hush version of Ivy is one of my favorites. That comic is my favorite, so I want basically every character as possible from that. So, you know, I have to get to the customizing to do that. Again, the Feisty body's fine, but for me personally, I'm not a fan of silicone rubber type bodies. But yeah, the accessories just down here, the accessories are pretty good. The only issue with the accessories though is these two on the bottom, even though they look great, I don't know what display wise what they're going to be used for, because this one kind of just lays on the floor and this one can't lay properly, so I don't know, it's a bit weird. This one's nice though, how it can spiral around. That one's a nice accessory. But yeah, overall, I think this is pretty serviceable for just a regular comic book inspiration version of Ivy. But if you're like me and you want the accurate version of Ivy, I don't think this is it, unless if you're going to customize it. And that's what I'm going to do in the future. It might be pretty soon that I'll start doing this. But yeah, overall pretty serviceable. Again, if you're a fan of the Feisty bodies, you can't go wrong with this. Personally, I'm not. I think they're weird, but that's just my opinion. But anyway, if you guys did enjoy this, make sure you like and sub, and I'll see you in the next one.